Hey, beautiful Cancers. Thanks for joining me here today. We're doing your reading leading up to the new moon in Aries on the 11th. You know, it has felt like a really sort of charged time, I feel, of late. I'd be interested to know how you water babies have been out there. So Cancer, let's do a shortened Celtic cross today. If you haven't watched these videos before, shortened Celtic cross. We'll pull a journey map at the end, one of my own cards. We will use the Brian Froud Fairy and Pixie card at the end, but we'll clarify as we go. So let's look at the central point for you, lovely water Cancers. Central point for Cancer today, please. Well, I just have to wait for them to jump. Just the central point, just even a few cards. A few cards would be good. And then we'll continue, keep the momentum going. Keep the momentum going. Okay, beautiful Cancer. Initially, starting off, here we get the Eight of Swords. This is a card of, it may be something that you've been wrestling with a little bit lately. Look, it is a card of feeling that you're a little bit bound, a little bit restricted. And you really are sort of bursting to break free of that, but just finding a key to do it. I say this because the crossing card with this Eight of Swords, eights are all about the mind. So it is a restriction only in your own mind. But that is a real thing. You know, come on, let's face it, isn't it? Our mind is quite a troublesome creature at times. Crossed with here, we have the Princess of Swords. So there is a desire to really break free. And the princess really is doing a damn good, she's making a great effort at doing this, but the target, I would say the key or the real reason here is not being focused on. That's just what I'm getting, if that makes sense. Anyway, we'll just keep going, beautiful Cancers. The basis of this, and don't be alarmed, is the Devil card in the Thoth deck. Now, in the Thoth deck, look, I think Cancer, maybe in terms of what the cards are speaking about, you're wrestling with some issues. It's very mind machination kind of scenario at the moment. In the Thoth deck, the Devil is all about enjoying the fruits. I was just thinking about fruits on the tree. Is about enjoying everything that life has to offer in the material sense. Relish it, enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. The lower polarity, of course, of the Devil is that we become entrapped by certain thought processes, habits, which is what this is really speaking of, lovely Cancer. But let's go through. As you can see, these little bubbles of these thought forms with tormented figures in them. In some ways, the princess is a bit tormented and not directed. But you can be rest assured, let's just see what's going on in the rest of the reading, that when we get into this state, because it is quite we visit this many times, don't we? It can be an ongoing struggle. When we are in it, we kind of keep reminding ourselves that we know it's not going to last for very long because we're fully in it. Let's just see what's passed recently for beautiful Cancer. We get the Hermit. Yeah, we're just kind of sorting out some of these things that we have discovered when we embodied the hermit. We went inside, we went internally, quiet time. You may well be, surrounded by people, but you're in your hermit space. And of course, he shines the light. She shines the light. It's not gender orientated. In those dark corners that we can't ignore anymore, or we feel that we want to shine a light and understand certain things a little bit more fully, which makes sense here in this reading. Where are we at right now, Cancer? Beautiful, beautiful Cancer. Where are we at this current time for Cancer after being in that hermit mode? Wow. Yeah, like I say, it doesn't last for long. Oh, we get 2 cards popping out. Yeah, it does not last for long, my dear friends. We get the 6 of Wands, a beautiful, balanced and harmonious card here. And it is a card of, hello, the winner. The winner. I think you've succeeded in overcoming some things here, which are very difficult, mental, restrictive things to overcome for you, dear Cancer. With that, we get the beautiful. I mean, I love this card. She is a stunning queen. And she looks back and she reviews. And this is very much connected with the hermit. Very much connected with going inward, the hermit. But she has moved through this. This is why we have the winning card, the 6 of Wands, the victor returns. You, Cancer, beautiful Cancer, are the victor here because you're sitting on this hilltop and you're looking back at the ground that you've covered thus far. All the pitfalls, the oases, the fertile fields, the desert. You look back. It's a reviewing card. The Queen of Discs is just a beautiful, bountiful queen. Maybe you're sharing some of this new insight. You're sharing it. I do feel that. Let's just see, moving forward for beautiful Cancer. Moving forward for beautiful Cancer here. What a wonderful, wonderful, amazing reading this is. Yeah, you're sharing it. It's like a, I get the sense that, man, there's a re-strengthening going on here. Somehow there's a real, and that's not to say that I do feel that you're sharing it, that you're communicating it on, that it's like a ricocheting, it's having this realization of self-limitations and moving beyond those hurdles. Because you made a choice here with the Hermit to embody that, to understand yourself fully, more fully at this current time. I do get this sort of visual that it's like everything, oh, go away, buzzy fly. Everything is just ricocheting off you now, and that doesn't mean that you've tightened your heart center up. It means that you've allowed it to expand. And there's a balance between heart and mind. A lot of these readings today, there's a new understanding there's a new dialogue going on between the mind and the heart. Here, anyway, I'm going on a bit. I do see I do see you in a really powerful place, and that you're sharing it with others, or certainly that others see you. This is a whole new cycle in the past that has ended with that limitation, with the 8 of Swords, because we get the message quite clearly here with the 10 of Swords that this central point, this was this was part of the process of getting to this point where you're just not doing it anymore. You're not going around and around and around in self-limiting circles anymore. You're not being bound by anything, any mind machinations anymore. We get that message very clearly because with the 10, it is the end of that cycle. It's totally the end of that cycle. We get the 8 of Wands, a card of messages coming through of new information, new understanding, new connections here. Beautiful Cancer is what we see. And you've understood this. You've been really strong here. You've been really strong. That's really pretty amazing. What should we look at? We'll look at the 8 of Wands also could be, because of this position where you're at right now, this incredibly strong position. You've made your way up that mountain, and people have seen that. People have seen that effort that it took. Because we get others, you're seeing others' appreciation of you reflected back, but you're also aware of that, but you're also doing a review of your own trajectory yourself, as if you saying to yourself, wow, I can't believe I just did that. That was amazing. I think it's fantastic. Shall we look at the, I think it's fantastic. As I say that, the Chariot comes out. This wonderful, gentle balancing of what you are conscious of and what you've been quite unconscious of. This is where you went here to find that out, my dear friends, Cancer. The Chariot. It's such a kind of Cancerian card to me. I always think of it like that. Look, it's really interesting, and I just, I see the sometimes we get to, we start at point A and we get to point Z, say, for example. But we don't necessarily go there in a straight line, do we? Like, it doesn't work like that. And so it's sort of seeing this Cancer crab, because that's the whole point. The crab doesn't go like from here in a straight line. The crab moves diagonally side to side to get from A to Z. Do you see what I mean? I'm not quite sure why I'm thinking that, but that's what I see, this crab moving in a crab-like fashion and getting to that point, nevertheless, getting to that point. We see possible messages coming through here because this is a whole new cycle beginning, and beginning as if you're seeing the ending. Well, you are seeing the ending and the beginning all at the same time. But it's kind of like you saw it before it happened anyway. You knew that that's where you were heading. That's just what I'm getting. Excuse me, lovely Cancers. I've just got a few too many cards here. A few too many cards. One of them came up face up. The King of Cups. I will get another card. The King of Cups obviously is a very emotionally mature male, or someone with male qualities, let's say, who is quite emotionally mature. Maybe for some Cancers out there, you are getting after this sort of adulation and rebalancing of yourself, you're getting this sort of messages coming through, maybe specific messages coming through from an emotionally mature man or woman. Let's just see. With that Eight of Wands, one of my favourite cards, and it used to be called Arrows of Love and old traditional, well, it's certainly an old traditional decks. It's certainly taking you to a calmer place than what you have been in this central issue point here. This is amazing, Cancer. And you've done all the hard work, babies. You've done all of it, obvious. Well, we have to, don't we? But you've done it, and you've done it in your own time, and you've done it in maybe other people have felt that you've done it in a roundabout kind of way, but that's just the way that Cancer rolls, isn't it? I mean, in that sense of going sort of in a do, as opposed to here to there in a straight line. Nothing ever works like that anyway, does it? Let's get a journey map deck. It's looking fabulous. Journey map card, I should say. Journey map card. Excuse the kitchen landscape. I just had to, I've got so much work painting going on in my table, other table area. Let's just see for beautiful Cancers. Oh yeah. We get the glorious navigator. So here we are. Here we are, dear friends. We've got, you know, the navigator is all about, when we're speaking of seeing our value reflected back at us from others, i.e. in the Six here, in the Six of Wands. That in itself and our hard work has brought us to queendom here. The navigator is all about that. He sees, or she sees, herself reflected in the star maps. And that's what guides her his way. It is truly a beautiful card. When we come out onto the water, look, we're on the water here. We look up. We know we're heading to a calmer port, and we know the coordinates that we need to notice. We look at the stars, we see the direction we're going, we know where we need to go and want to go. And that's where we're going, beautiful Cancer. This is really pretty amazing and very sort of watery. It feels very watery. It's like that feeling of doing some hard work, and then you can just, you can reap the benefits of it. This is what this reading feels as if you've been doing, dear friends. And yes, you have. You've done this, and you can have a rest now, because all those coordinates for this journey, this new journey that you're on, are all in place, and they're all just lighting up your way. They're lighting up your path, your way at this current time. The first little domino, the switch was flicked, and you flicked it. And now, as if synchronized by some kind of timing, divine timing, star time, it's showing you your way, but I do feel that you knew that anyway. It's truly amazing here. I'll just get one of these little, when we're speaking of stars, and stars are pretty big in this reading for you, Cancer. Let's get a little star card for you. you. Little star card for beautiful Cancer. There's a few too many, but one shot off to the side. This is exactly, look for signs and signals, dear friends. But you this. You saw the signs and signals and you did what you had to do. And now you're following the new signs and signals, dear friends. And it's only going to give you great success. This is what I get from this reading. Thank you, beautiful Cancer. I feel like I've forgotten something here, but have I? No. Funny. Have a good week. Thank you for joining me, beautiful water children. Beautiful moon children. Thank you, lovely Cancers. Tune into your, if you know what your other signs are, tune in Moon, Ascendant, Venus and Jupiter. But more importantly, have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic week, Cancer. Thank you.